Hello and welcome back to High Vibe Table Talks. This is your host, Marshawn Hargrave, and we are back for another Monday bonus episode, Monday Motivation, to kick off your week. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It's called Grow the Show. If you are a podcaster, I highly recommend listening to this show. And he was interviewing Pat Flynn, who is also a podcaster. And I know as entrepreneurs, as someone who shows up on, social media or in networking or giving different talks or discussions, that the imposter syndrome and feeling like, who am I, can be very strong when you're talking. Sometimes you can feel like, well, I'm not an expert, so who am I to give advice on this topic? First of all, I think that imposter syndrome is a natural tendency for our brain, so make sure you go and find evidence that things are working, you have succeeded, you do know what you're talking about, but also remember this. Maybe you're not an expert, but you have experience, and that is beneficial. So whenever you're like, I'm not an expert, who am I to talk about this? Remember that you have experience, and that is very valuable. And so, for me, when I'm talking in communities about growing a business and becoming an entrepreneur and a solopreneur, well, I'm not like over here with like, 6-figure months, and there are people out there who are doing that. I started a business from scratch with just like an idea and an itch and a desire to do something. And that is valuable to some people who are on the other side of it. And maybe they don't want to hear from someone who is having 6-figure months. They want to hear from someone who is looking to break their first 5-figure, 4-figure month. And so while you may not be an expert and you have room to grow, you have experience, and that is beneficial. So as you're creating your content, whatever that looks like for you this week, remember that you may not be an expert, but you have experience, and that is important and beneficial and needs to be shared with the world. So until next time, remember that big dreams and small steps will transform your life.